Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to week 4 of pre-season on Football Index Fantasy Football Agency. In terms of the portfolio, the squad, or whatever you want to think of it as, there's been no movement at all in terms of players in and players out. As I said to you before in the last couple of videos, we've just got these players in such good positions right now, and there's still a lot of time to go for the movement that we've forecasted to actually transpire and go for. As I see at the bottom, Mario Lemina getting purchased there by Lord Rob, who's just bought a bunch of them. It's just it's one that happens so often, I'm sure, to every Football Index account, not just mine. But we spoke about before backing a team, and we went for Leipzig for our German team. And I was told you on a previous video, I forget which one, but we were eyeing up an English team, and I was like 95% about to buy a bunch of Southampton players with my next deposit. But with Lamina popping up in price so much, and I've seen one or two other, Gineppo. I've seen a few other Southampton players getting similar little pops in the last kind of 24 hours. They don't seem to be really showing themselves now, but just typically you go to actually do something, you've not got money ready, and something happens. Not too sure that transfer will actually go through, to be honest with you. Who knows? But on a little side note, talking about this for a second, £18 million for a good centre mid who's got a good injury track record of being injured. It doesn't fit with anything Solskjaer said about what he wants from Man U. I could definitely imagine Arsenal signing an injury-prone midfielder. That fits into their club DNA really well. So I can see Arsenal doing it. If I don't know about Man United, it seems a bit weird to me. I would expect, a little side note, obviously the Tielemans transfers went through, which has kind of kicked on it's just kind of sparked this strange Lamina link. But I could maybe see Declan Rice coming back into the public eye in terms of, will Man United stump up some money for him? Because if they're after that kind of midfielder and they've not got Tielemans, there's only really a couple of options. At number one are Man United would buy for the DNA kind of thing that Solskjaer's trying to promote there now, and number two are kind of willing to go to Man United, play Europa League football for a season, don't want to miss out on Champions League. So that's quite a limited pool of players, and if they sell Pogba and they get a lot of money, then spending like something stupid on Declan Rice doesn't become an issue. So usually cheap to now. I don't hold him anymore, in case you think this is a pump or something. I don't actually hold Declan Rice at the moment, but he's at a nice price now. And if the media were to come back round and say, oh, Declan Rice is now back on Man United's radar, one article like that, and we could just look at Wan-Bissaka's graph, he could really catch up to the kind of prices he was at, Declan Rice has been at previously, and the sort of prices that Wan-Bissaka got to. Should, and that's the key point here, should speculation return or come back to the fore? But one thing I wanted to chat about today in terms of the actual fantasy football side of things, okay? So we're going to our Flash Scores app, okay? And it's got loaded up for us all the Premier League fixtures for the season ahead. So you can see there, match day 1 is going to be on the 9th of August to the 11th of August. And you can see all the fixtures there. Match day 2, and you can see it's got everything there. So you can now start to plan around when your first lot of IPDs will be coming back to you in terms of your account. When do you want to hold players? When do you want to buy them? So if you're looking at this, for example, and let's say like Monaco have got a really tough first match. Let's even say Paris, right? Paris on the 10th, Paris on the 17th, Paris on the 24th. Okay, so that's 1 week in a row. So if you want to get all of those IPDs for any PSG players up to and including the 24th of August, you want to be buying them on the 24th of July. Okay, so if that's what you're thinking about, then now's the time to start marking dates and calendars, studying players' prices, and watching for opportunities to pick them up on a cheap, okay? Now, the flip side to that, which is kind of how we will be starting the new season on with the strategies, we've obviously got players that have went past their 30-day periods already. We've had them for so long now. So what we are doing, me personally, with our strategy, is I am looking to identify teams and players that are going to have good runs of fixtures that they will probably get IPDs on. We won't be earning IPDs, unfortunately, but if you're new around here, IPDs number 1 is in-play dividends, goals and assists, okay? Clean sheets if you're a goalkeeper. But if a player is earning these things, especially 2 weeks on the bounce, then the capital appreciation, the rate that their price will increase by, vastly outweighs missing out on 1 pence a share and £2 a share or whatever it is, depending on the position and what they've actually been on and done, you know. So I'm now looking at teams that will be having good little chunks of fixtures, and when would I want to sell? When's a good opportune point where they're likely to be on a nice increase and I can sell them and we can actually make a really good profit. And then when we sell them, we need to have the next target identified, who we're going to buy, who's likely to have good IPD potential within a kind of 4 to 6 week period, okay? So I personally now, the team, the strategy, whatever you want to think of it as, we are now studying the fixture list, and we've been doing so for the last couple of days, maybe even the last week. Italy still doesn't have the fixtures out yet. So it's just really between 4 of the top 5 leagues we're starting to see fixtures come out, and we can start to plan agendas. When do we want to buy? When do we want to sell? Okay. If you are new to Football Index in general and you are a bit confused or whatever, I've got buckets of channels on the page, buckets of videos on the channel where you can go check out some more detailed description and analysis of some things. And even if you go back to the earlier fantasy football videos, you'll see great examples of us winning match day dividends and how it works and what kind of thing you're looking for, you know. But if you are new and you're looking to get on this kind of gravy train, you want to be identifying a team that you can buy a player for, and ideally you want to have a full 30 days where you get the maximum amount of fixtures possible, you know, 4 or 5 fixtures within a 30-day period, and try and maximise the amount you can earn in IPDs, okay? But as I say, the idea with this strategy is to use IPDs to stimulate the market, to stimulate the capital appreciation, to buy low and sell high when the fixture list becomes kind and unkind to players, okay? So that's the way we manipulate this strategy, okay? Just to show you the team now as it sits, I'm not sure if this is completely up to date. It should be. I think that's up to date, 38, yep, that's perfectly up to date. So the players we've got now are looking really good for the season coming ahead, and depending, a few of these guys have still got transfers I think that will take place. In particular, Pepe, Kramaric and Sangair, maybe Guerrero as well. Otherwise, but the rest of these players, Kante I don't see leaving, Goretzka's not going anywhere, Leao's not going anywhere, Alaba I thought might be going somewhere. There's been no noises. That might change. And Stark, I'd expect to see him move as well, probably. Oblak and Delict, you know what's going on with them too. Okay, so yeah, that's where we're sitting, guys. Not much to talk about in terms of players in and out, but we're at a crucial point. Fixture lists are coming out, and we're getting to the point where on the 9th of July, we've got a, you know, even if you bought somebody today, you could buy a Liverpool player today, and you would get the Liverpool game as an IPD, but then you wouldn't get the Southampton game, and you wouldn't get the Arsenal game, okay? So even if you bought a Liverpool player today who is going to start at home to Norwich and do really well, I guarantee you on the lead up to the Southampton game, you will be able to sell them very well, I would imagine, you know. Picking who that player is going to be, what will the starting lineup be, who will be fit, who will be injured, who's going to actually produce and score, what game will it be like, that's up for you to decide, you know. But even that, even getting 1 day of IPDs to kind of wet your whistle, if you buy a Liverpool player today, just as an example, or you wait till tomorrow or the next day and you buy some other Premier League players, you know, any of these fixtures that you see in front of you right now, and then you wait until the eve of the following match day, you will, number one, if you've done it right and you've won IPDs, you've got IPDs in the bank already, and then the capital appreciation off the back of somebody, you know, Harry Kane scoring a hat-trick against Aston Villa in the lead up to the Man City game. Or maybe that's a bad example. Maybe not a Tottenham player you could use this angle on, but there's a few here who I'm sure you could, you know. Liverpool being a good example, Man City probably a good example. And then, yeah, it's up for you to determine any other good ones that you see there, you know. But just because you don't get the full... Just because you don't get IPDs on every match day or, you know, whatever, doesn't mean that, say, you can't exploit what is happening around that player to your advantage. Okay, guys, bit of a babble there. Thanks a lot for tuning into the video today, guys. If you're new around here, please subscribe to the channel. We are closing in on 500. It's going to make me so happy when we get there. Like, share, subscribe, retweet, all that good stuff, guys. Stay out of trouble, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.